I want to send a congratulations up to Post Malone before I hate on him. Post Malone just secured his second #1 album. New album, Hollywood's Bleeding in the Atmosphere, came out surprisingly last week. No promo, no press, just dropped that bad boy, and his fans went crazy for it. This is his second #1. Remember last year, the Beer Pongs and Bentleys, I think that's the name of that album, that went #1. He sold 461,000 copies. This time around, Post Malone put up an impressive 489,000 units the first week. So congratulations to him and his team. They're running a business over there. All right, they're doing some great things over there with Post Malone and his team. He got maybe 1 or 2 singles, but still 488, 489 the first week. That's the second biggest first week this year. Only Taylor Swift's album had more units sold in the first week. Post Malone again close with almost 500,000 units. So that got me to thinking, right? And people gonna say I'm a hater. It is what it is. You know, when I think of people who could throw up 400, 500,000 units first week, that list of artists is not very long. You got to have cult-like followings in 2019 to put a number up on the board like that. Let's just throw some people out there. The Migos did what they'll do. The Migos, when they drop albums, they're around the $100,000 to $150,000 50,000 unit range. Let's say Cardi B. Cardi would probably throw up 200, 250,000. Invasion of Privacy did somewhere around it. I forgot the exact number. Cole's around the 400,000 range. Travis Scott, 400, 450,000. I actually think Travis Scott might do like 500 or 600,000 first week when he drops a new album. Drake could do 800, 900,000. Drake is different. Beyonce, she can do those type of numbers, but she chooses to support her man and only put her music out on Tidal sometimes. So Beyonce's a different thing. If she wanted to, she could do 1 million first week. Her fan base is that great. Taylor Swift, I already mentioned to you, she had a great first week this year. These are some of the artists we're talking about. The Adeles of the world, the Ed Sheerans. Yo, am I the only one who's kind of baffled by the fact that that Post Malone is selling units like Ed Sheeran and Beyonce and Drake and J. Cole? It just doesn't seem to me he's that big of a star. I could be wrong. Homie has had some big time records. Obviously, the White Iverson was the one that popped him off in the mainstream light. I actually like the joint with Quavo, the congratulations. I like that one a lot, but I'm not a Post Malone fan. But I just, when I think people who can sell those type of units, I don't associate Post Malone there because he doesn't have the sweat equity in like some of those other people that are selling those type of units. So what it is about this dude? Well, number one, we know him and his team will cheat. Remember back in 2017? And I don't even want to call it cheating because it's not fair to him. They know the rules of streaming and they're just smarter than everybody else right now. Post Malone back in 2017, remember that Rockstar record with 21 Savage that was a #1 joint? Well, on YouTube, him and his team dropped the chorus and they looped it for like 3-4 minutes and that counted as a record. And then they dropped the real record, so that is almost like 2 singles he dropped for one. He's smart like that. There have been reports, and I've heard this under the table, that Post Malone has even bought streams. 360-some million of Post Malone sales for this new project, Hollywood's Bleeding, were streams. What does that tell you? More than 75% of his album was streamed. Meaning, he didn't sell a lot of physical copies, but he got people on them phones listening to that album over and over again. I wouldn't doubt it if Post Malone and did some things behind the scenes. You can buy streams out the country. There have been reports surfacing that you can go buy streams. I wouldn't doubt it if Post Malone did that. I ain't mad at him. I ain't hating. But it just doesn't rub me correctly when I see Post Malone selling units with J. Cole. Like, can do bigger numbers than Cole. Can do Kendrick-like numbers. It just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know Post Malone fans. Now, I'm going to be fair. He's teetering with those lanes of rap and rock. So, to me, he kind of uses the rap world. In my opinion, like if you look up and down his track list of his album, you got pretty much hip-hop acts featured on it. And then you got Ozzy Osbourne on it as well. But for the most part, it's hip-hop acts. The Lil Baby's on it. And Thug's on it. He got hip-hop acts on it. Neek's on it. But his fan base is pretty much rock and people who love hip-hop. But I wouldn't necessarily... He ain't trying to touch the streets. He ain't trying to touch us. But anybody he could grab from my community and that festival type audience, that Coachella type audience, that's how he makes his ends meet. It's a weird brand to me. It's kind of like he used the black community. I still don't like those comments that he made a couple years ago when he was like, when he needs to get in his bag and when he needs to feel sad or dig deep, he ain't listening to hip hop. He's listening to other types of music. Bob Dylan, I think, is what he referenced. But look, man, that man is a phenomenal brand, and his team is working their ass off to put these numbers on the board. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Have you listened to Hollywood's Bleeding? Do you like the project, love the project, hate the project? Let me know. And did you expect that project to sell 500,000 units the first week? Talk to me in the comment box below. Let me know. I am yours truly, Mr. Taliaferro, and I'm also out.